Hey everybody, this is Dino Chris from Prehistoric Facts. Let's jump into these questions, shall we? Alright, this is from Rainey from Embarrass, Wisconsin. Are birds really the only modern animals believed to be descendants from dinosaurs? Well, yes. Birds are the descendants of dinosaurs. There's no other kind of animal that actually really kind of compares to them. Crocodilians can be considered descendants, but they're not really descendants, because they're very different from dinosaurs, even though they have some similarities. But I would probably say birds are more likely the descendants of dinosaurs, because they actually have a lot of features. Birds have a lot of features with the characteristics of dinosaurs, like the three-toed feet, and they actually stand on their hind legs, and they're actually warm-blooded. They're warm-blooded animals, and also they actually have good eyesight. They have good hearing, and some dinosaurs have good sense of smell. But there are some birds that actually do have good sense of smell. Some of them don't. So I would actually say that birds are the living descendants of dinosaurs, and some dinosaurs have feathers. So that is actually some of the reasons why birds are the descendants of dinosaurs. So hopefully that answers your question, and that's basically what I've got for that question. All right, Lloyd says, "Hey Chris, a couple of questions for you. Just wondering which dinosaurs were native to North America, and even more specifically, if any types were found to be Midwest regional or even native to the Wisconsin area." That's his first question. Well, Lloyd, the native dinosaurs in North America are pretty much, there's a wide variety of them. I mean, we got some of the early dinosaurs like Coelophysis that lived in the late Triassic. We got Dilophosaurus from the border of the Triassic and the Jurassic. And in the Jurassic, we got a whole buckload of dinosaurs. I mean, we got like the sauropods, long-necked dinosaurs. We got some stegosaurus. We got stegosaurus. We got some of the theropod dinosaurs like Ornitholestes, not Coelophysis, Ceratosaurus, Allosaurus, and maybe Saurophagonex, and Torvosaurus. And we also have Camptosaurus, which is related to Iguanodon. Even Dryosaurus. I mean, there's so many dinosaurs in the Triassic. There's so many dinosaurs in the Jurassic, and in the Cretaceous, we actually got some allosaurs like Acrocanthosaurus. We see the raptors, and we also see the hadrosaurs, the duck-billed dinosaurs. We also see the armored dinosaurs like Ankylosaurus, Gastonia, and Euplocephalus. And we actually see some of the ceratopsians, the horned dinosaurs like Triceratops, Torosaurus, Styracosaurus, Centrosaurus, Pachyrhinosaurus, the whole 9 yards. And we also see some of the Tyrannosaurs. The Tyrannosaurs actually started to evolve in the Cretaceous period. We got like Tyrannosaurus Rex, Albertosaurus, Daspletosaurus, and Gorgosaurus. Those are some of the dinosaurs that we actually see in North America, that we actually know that have been found in North America. And also, we can also consider Troodon one of the smartest dinosaurs that we know of that actually lived in North America. But considering the Midwest, the only ones that have been found are hadrosaurs. Hadrosaurs have been known to be found. And they've been found in like Missouri, and some fragmentary fossils of hadrosaurs found in western Minnesota. So I would probably say if we actually had dinosaur fossils in Wisconsin, we would probably say hadrosaurs would actually have been the more dominant dinosaurs in Wisconsin. There's no dinosaur fossils found in Wisconsin. It's because the rock layers that support dinosaurs are not even around in Wisconsin, because most of the rocks actually date back as far as the Cambrian and the Precambrian, which are very, very old rocks, which are like way over 400 million years ago, 400 million years old. So we're actually pretty much like in the sea life and some of the Ice Age animals. And as your second question, also, if you had to classify them, would dinosaurs be considered reptiles? I saw Jurassic Park over the weekend, and it suggested that some species, due to their bone structures, were more closely related to birds, even the ones incapable of flight, than reptiles. Thanks for your time, man. Well, I would actually say that dinosaurs are a hybrid of reptiles and birds. I would actually say that. But you see, dinosaurs are kind of their own thing. They're actually trying to separate off from the reptile family tree. But even though they're still they're kind of reptiles, but they're not really. I would actually say that dinosaurs do have some reptilian features, like the teeth, some of the claws, and the tail, and some other parts of the bones that actually consider reptilian. But most of the bone structures actually suggest that dinosaurs are more closely related to birds, and that's why birds are more likely considered dinosaurs. It's because they have so many features that actually show dinosaur. And I would probably say that they can show reptilian features, but they're not really part of the reptile family tree, but they're separating off from the reptile tree, but they're actually just kind of becoming one of their own thing. Alright, Dottie from Maple Grove, Minnesota. What is your favorite dinosaur? Well, this is an easy question for me to answer, and I can tell you what it is, and I can say it is this guy, Tyrannosaurus Rex. And you see, the reason why there's a few reasons why. It's just because it's big, and it's one of the most fearsome dinosaurs of all time, and we can actually consider it to be probably the most famous dinosaur of all time. And we can see that from this sculpture of the skull of Tyrannosaurus Rex, it's a lot. There's a lot of things I could say about Tyrannosaurus Rex, but you'll find me wearing throughout the show wearing Tyrannosaurus Rex apparel, like the shirt right here. It has a Tyrannosaurus Rex on it, and if you actually look at my ball cap right here, it has Tyrannosaurus Rex right there, and and you can see here it says Sue at the Field Museum, and I've seen Sue twice in my life, and it's an awesome skeleton to look at. I mean, it's just an amazing skeleton to look at for Tyrannosaurus Rex. And there's many Tyrannosaurus Rex specimens that are displayed in museums. Like there's the American Museum of Natural History one, which is the first Tyrannosaurus Rex ever found, and there's one in the Philadelphia Science Museum, and there's one in the Black Hills Institute of Geological Research. There's one in Denver. There's a growth stage display at the Los Angeles County Museum, and there's a few others, but I can actually say this: Tyrannosaurus Rex, 100% my favorite dinosaur of all time, and I'm not changing my answer whatsoever, because Tyrannosaurus Rex is one of the coolest looking dinosaurs of all time, and I would probably say it's an awesome dinosaur to look at. If you ever get the chance to see a Tyrannosaurus Rex specimen in a display in a museum, probably see the Field Museum. Go to the Field Museum or the American Museum of Natural History in New York City, or otherwise, otherwise you could just look on the website. Look on a website, like on a museum website. I mean, you can actually just look at look at some of the dinosaurs they actually got there, and I would probably say, basically, Tyrannosaurus Rex, my favorite dinosaur of all time. All right, the last question right here, John from Minneapolis, Minnesota. Says, hi Chris, I have a question. Scientists used to think dinosaurs were cold-blooded. Then many of them changed their minds and said dinosaurs were probably warm-blooded. What are some reasons some people think dinosaurs were warm-blooded? Well, there is a lot of reasons. Well, because back then, when dinosaurs were first found, A lot of the scientists just considered dinosaurs just classic reptiles, slow-moving, only using the sun to regulate their body temperature, and they considered them dumb animals. And probably right around the 80s and 90s is when we actually started to change our theories about dinosaurs, like basically their blood type, which is whether they warm-blooded or cold-blooded, and what kind of animals were they really related to. And if we look at it very carefully, we actually see that they're the living descendants, the birds, are warm-blooded, and their ancestors were basically somewhat cold-blooded. But I would probably say dinosaurs are warm-blooded, and the reason why is because if you look at most discoveries, some dinosaur fossils have been found with feather impressions on the body, and that actually is a characteristic in warm-blooded birds. Is that warm-blooded birds have feathers, and feathers are a warm-blooded trait. And I would probably, but there's other reasons too. I don't know if we can actually see this, but here, if we see these holes, this is a toe claw from a Tyrannosaurus rex. If we see these large holes all over the claw, I mean, it's where blood vessels actually try to create the keratin sheath for the claw, but also blood vessels, enlarged holes on the bones, suggests that these blood vessels were really expanded, and they're much larger than most mammals. And that is a really big surprise by scientists, is that a lot of scientists thought that dinosaurs were active, but they didn't know how active they were. And we actually, in a couple of years ago, it was actually discovered that all the blood vessel holes that are actually part of the bones are much larger than mammals, and that is unbelievably an incredible discovery. And that is actually a characteristic that dinosaurs were more active than what we actually thought. And I would say dinosaurs are more active than mammals. I would probably say that more active than mammals, because they have a very fast metabolism, and they actually have a lot of traits that actually consider birds, because, like I said before, the standing on their toes, an erect stance, stand on their hind legs, and they actually have the warm-blooded trait, like with birds, and those are the main characteristics to show that dinosaurs were warm-blooded. There could be some cold-blooded dinosaurs, but I would probably say they're not cold-blooded animals, because based on their metabolism, I would actually say they are warm-blooded, because the carnivores would probably have a much faster metabolism than the herbivores, because the evidence actually supports that the carnivores have a much faster metabolism than the herbivores. So I would probably say that the carnivores have a much faster metabolism. Warm-blooded animals, both herbivorous and carnivorous and omnivorous types of dinosaurs, were all warm-blooded animals. Alright, that's all for today. If you guys want to follow me on Twitter at CSGrawl, and also if you got a question, send it to me at dinocris71@gmail.com. Just keep on sending those questions, alright people, because I am just hoping that I can get more questions. And if you want to send 2 questions, send it on just by one email. Send 2 questions by one email. That I can actually give you 2. It doesn't have to be one question all the time. You can just send me 2 questions at once. And also follow my fan page on Facebook, Prehistoric Facts with Dino Chris. And hope to see you guys soon. And keep on sending those questions, people. Emails open 24/7. So I'll see you guys later.